guys, thank you for coming. It's so good to see you. It really is good to see you. The next 10 weeks, it's a journey. It's going to be a journey of discovery, really, and that's myself included. A journey of discovery that if we let it, I truly believe will transform your lives. I truly believe that. I really do. And can I say from the outset, it's an absolute honour to be able to do that. It just is. To have you guys here and to listen to what I believe today, what other people believe. Hopefully you'll get to know me a bit better and others to share with you and obviously on your tables, right? You'll be here for different reasons. Now, there's always one I miss, right? But you might be here because you've been invited along, / dragged along. Hopefully you've not been dragged. Maybe you just heard about it. You may have just heard about it through a friend. It may be on the website or something. Maybe you're just searching. Maybe you've grown up in a Christian family, as I did. I grew up in a Christian family. Maybe you've been in church for 1,000 years.Maybe you've been in church for just a few years, but there's still things you're still grappling with, and you think, I just don't get that. Why? So this is for you as well. Maybe you're here because you're part of the church family here. Yeah? And you're looking for some tools maybe to help you, equip you to share what you believe, because sometimes it's not easy. Maybe that's why you're here, and hopefully that these weeks will go some way for that. And my favourite, some of you don't know why you're here. Yeah? You bring different questions, some of which you won't have even thought of. Yeah? I'm like that. I'll always plan something, a question, and it always leads to another one. Yeah? Is there a God? Why am I here? Where did he come from? What's my purpose? Well, the world came from a big bang, didn't it? So that means I'm an accident, right? Maybe you believe in some kind of higher power, something beyond ourselves. But if that's the case, that's fine. So why does it matter? Why does that matter what it looks like? What that looks like? Yeah? But whatever your reason, guys, you're so welcome. You are so welcome. Please just be yourselves and relax. We welcome your questions. Bring them. Bring your questions. I can't promise we'll be able to answer them all. Maybe partially. We'll do our absolute best. But if you let those questions take you closer, I believe take you closer to who God is. It's so important. Questions are so important. We'll be looking at 10 topics, one each week. As you know, we have a quick breakfast. Lynn, Alan, and Fiona, can we give them a round of applause? I don't like it. There's no loud crashing noises with crockery and stuff this week, which was a bit of movement. I thought it was going to come out. That is such a good thing. We'll do this each week, just roughly sort of 10 to 10. Oh, it's Terry. We're going to give you a clap there, Terry, relax. About 10 to 10 on to about sort of now, 10 past, quarter past. We'll have breakfast, get a chance to chat, get comfortable. The kids will go out. And then you've got around you, there should be people on each table who we've asked to be, we'll call them group facilitators or hosts. Just put your hands up if that's you. Yes, we've got Peter and Lucy here. We've got Jim and Sarah, I think we're over the back. You still there? Yeah, there they are. Hi, yeah. We've got Alan and Stacey over here. We've got Michael and Lois. You've got myself and Karen will be here, and we've got Peter and Sarah. We've not set who you sit with. I know some events you go to, you've got a dedicated, like a wedding, you've got like a dedicated seat. We've not done that. We want to give you freedom. I think it's probably better that you kind of organically you come in, you get chatting, you sit down with somebody. Yeah, and it might be where you sat today. You think I really enjoyed that, I'm going to sit there again. It might be, actually, I want to try sitting over there. That guy, Peter, who looks nice, I might chat with him, or whatever you might want to do, yeah? So feel free, you don't have to sit where you are. I'm not going to be offended if Mark doesn't want to sit next to me next week.
I'm not here next week, just do it.
Well, guess what? Neither am I. So that kind of defeats the object of that one. So you can't sit next to myself or Mark next week. But there we go. So the idea is just go and sit. It will probably be as you build up some friendships, you will build up trust when you're talking about what you believe. You want to trust the person you're talking to, and you'll just maybe automatically gravitate to those people each week. So that's totally fine. Yeah, I noticed we've got Spurs fans on one table and Arsenal on the other. for example. All right, that might happen, yeah? But they're not going to take it personally. So, the group time, very quickly then, so once somebody's spoken for about 20-25 minutes or so, the group time is just an opportunity to process what's just been said. Yeah, it's an opportunity to discuss it, and wherever that leads you. All right, wherever that leads you. Some of you will love that. Who likes to chat? Yes. Some of you like just to sit and think for a while. Listen, guys, that's totally fine. I'm like that. I'll sit and think, and I want to ask something later. But whatever you like, whatever you prefer, if you just want to sit back and listen, people can encourage you to just to listen and join in. Can I encourage you to do that? I know personally, if I'm in a group, if I say something early on, I'm pretty better for the rest of it. The longer I wait, I know I tend to find it harder to get involved later. Yeah, it's like getting that first tackle in the midfield. Yeah, you get into the game quickly, it's easier later. So if I just recommend you do that. Just engage as much as you feel free to, as much as you can. Yeah, it'd be brilliant. Somebody said this. 70. If you're 70 years old, one of those rough things. If you're 70 years old, you're going to spend roughly 20 years of that sleeping. Roughly. You're going to spend 11 of those years doing something like watching TV or some kind of interest. Not doing a lot. 11 years. 6 of those years will be some form of transport. Who commutes to work, has to drive or train or bus? Yeah. Well, actually, it's less for you because I've seen you cycle, you're quick. But even so, 6 of those years you're going to have some form of transport. 8 of them are going to be spent eating. And that leaves 25 years. If I've done the maths, and I've tried it 3 times, it's about 220,000 hours. Why not spend 20 of them here? Roughly. Of those 220,000, 20. And engage with this stuff. So after the group time, the kids are going to come back, and we're going to have a time of worship together. Now this might be something that you've never done before, that's totally fine. You're welcome to stay. Please, it'd be great. If you think, do you know what? I've had enough. I'm going to grab another bacon sandwich and I'm going to just sneak out the door. Listen, guys, that's totally fine. That is totally fine. Please feel free to do that. We'd love you to stay. You're so welcome to stay. And finally, all the talks will be recorded and will appear on our website, hopefully hopefully on the Monday. The talks have been designed to kind of link together. So whatever I say today will link to what Peter's going to say next week and so on. So I'd recommend if you're going to come next week that you, I'll say this in any future weeks, try and watch any talks that you have missed. It would just help you understand. Okay, so without further ado, the kids want to go. Please grab, there's a bit more food, grab another drink. There's a few drinks going to be out for us during the morning. Grab a refill. You've all got a table already. If there's anyone else you want to say hi to, please do that. And in a few minutes' time, we'll press on. What I will say is, pretty for the group facilitators, it's pretty easy. They don't have a big bundle from here. We've got these booklets. Everyone's going to get one of these. You don't have to use it. It's just a space for you to scribble, write your thoughts down, your questions down. There's a couple of pages for each week. You just find this page. The facilitators will go through it with you. So they're there for the groups. You might want to get them now. You might want to get them after the talk. It's up to you. And there's a free pen. Grab the pen again, so that's for you. So please come and help yourself, and I'll be back in 2 minutes. All right, thank you. Here we go. So I've got it up on the screen for you. God's big plan. There's more to life. Because that's what this is. It's about God's big plan, and that there is more to life. Now, look, as I said, and I will say this a lot, I can't pretend to know it all. How can I? None of us can. Yeah? I believe God is too vast, too awesome, but I do believe also He's reached out to me, and He's reached out to you guys. He's reached out to us all. And so I hope today to set the scene in which the next 9 sessions will fit. Like the jigsaw pieces on your front cover. If you look at that just real quick, you should see there's a picture of a cross there, and it should have 10 jigsaw pieces. All right? I'll let your groups sort those out a bit later, but that's the whole point. So today is to be setting the scene from which the other 9 will follow. All right? As I said before, it won't answer all your questions. I can't possibly do that today. Even if I knew all the answers, which I don't, I can't do that in 20 minutes. All right? But hopefully it'll be a good start. That's what it's meant to be, a good start. And the next 9 sessions will hopefully fill in those gaps. Yeah, and as I said before, if you're not here, you can't make it, always look online. Get a drink. Watch it on the website. Watch it again. Okay. This talk today then, it involves me presenting a worldview, a particular way of looking at life. All right, which may be unfamiliar to some of you, maybe not. It involves a very, very, very short story, a bunch of statements, some of which may stun you, some of which may anger you, confuse you, encourage you, I hope, enlighten you, turn some lights on, all sorts of emotions, and that's totally fine. All right, I'm just going to throw anything at me until later, that's fine. But that's going to raise some things for you. But I do pray, and I do hope that they make sense. It makes sense, okay? So from the outset, I agree with something I once heard, and it's on, hopefully on the screen. No, not that one. I'll do it in a minute. If Christianity, and I am a Christian, what we're going to explore over the next 3 months or so is false. It's a load of rubbish. I owe the world to warn them about it. Don't go there. However, if it's true, which I wholeheartedly believe, it affects everything. Absolutely everything. And we have to tell the world. And here we go. See, I jumped the gun. There we go. If it's true, it affects everything. And we have to tell the world. And as a guy, who's ever watched any of the Narnia films or read any of the Chronicles of Narnia, Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Last Battle, Horse and His Boy? Okay, the man who wrote them, C.S. Lewis, said this, because he became a Christian later in life. And he said this, and he was an intellectual guy, thinking guy, but he said this: Christianity, if false, is of no importance. But if it's true, it's of infinite importance. The only thing it can't be is moderately important. I told you I'd make some statements, all right? I wholeheartedly agree with that one as well. If you believe it, it affects absolutely everything. Yeah? We have to choose. We have to choose. There's a statement as well. Okay? I just realised that my head is right in front of the graphics. That's fine, I'll try and move out of the way. We have to choose. There's only 2 choices. All right? It's one or the other. I've been a Christian for quite a long time. I was actually having a chat. I won't embarrass them, but I'm going to be a certain age this summer, and the person I'm speaking to, I've worked out this year, will have been a Christian for the same amount of time that I've been alive. I'll leave you to work out who that could possibly be. All right? Being a Christian, actually, the first time somebody used the expression Christian, it was a nickname. Little Christ. In one of the early churches. The first, I think there's a place called Antioch. It doesn't exist anymore, it's probably called something else now, but they were, oh, you're one of those little Christs, aren't you? You're a Christian. It's a nickname, yeah? Somebody who follows Jesus. And I chose to believe and give my life to Jesus when I was 18. I'd been raised in a Christian family. Wonderful. My parents are sitting over here. Wonderful upbringing. And I thought I knew exactly who he was, and my parents always did their absolute best to model that to me and teach me that. But I get to a stage when I think, am I going to go this way, or am I going to go this way? And I made that choice. I made that choice very publicly when I was 18, and I chose to get baptized. Now, baptism is something that probably will come up in a later talk, but I made that decision to do that. I knew deep inside, you know what? This is true, this is real. I want in. And I stood up in front of a lot of people, very nervously. It was a good number of people in there. It was way over 100 people. And I'd never said this publicly. And I said, shaking like that. I remember doing this with the mic. I remember it really well. I just thought it was about time I admitted to everybody that I stand for Jesus. Okay? Everything had okay after it, right? When you're nervous. Okay. I did it, and there was a silence, and I was baptized, and so I'm going to talk about that later. And that transformed my life. That choice, that direction I chose to go in, transformed my life. And there's a number of people here, actually. I wasn't actually around a lot of you at that time. I was in a different part of a different church, different community. I'm a totally different person now. I'm a totally different person now. And it started here with that choice. I mean that in a good way. A totally different person. I still have questions. I'm a work in progress, folks. I really am. I'm under no illusion. I don't know everything. I've been walking with God. I've been following Jesus now for, what's that? 32 years since I was baptized. 73 years, since I was baptized. I still have questions, and that's good. That's good because it enriches my relationship with Him. It does. It's part of, among many things that do that. It enriches my relationship with God. All right? This is because, like any healthy relationship, connection is crucial. That could be your spouse. That could be your family. It could be a colleague at work. The quality of that connection is everything. Absolutely everything. Healthy relationships, connection, and we know this. We know this. If you think about it, they take time. They take effort, investment, energy. Sometimes you think, I don't have the energy to give to this relationship right now. But if you do that, if you can do that, it in turn produces life, wonderful companionship, belonging, intimacy. Into me you see. Into me you see. Intimacy, purpose, and meaning to your life, just to name a few. Just a few there, all right? Think about that. Into me you see. I mean, that's what's going on right now. I'm the one here standing, you're all looking at me, yeah? Into me you see. Because that's what Christianity is all about, folks. It's about, I've talked about connection and relationship. That's what it's about. It's what it is. It's connection. There's lots going on, but at its centre, it's a love story. It's an adventure, supposed to be, on which, if you look carefully, all the best films, all the best stories get the roots from this particular story. They did. They just did. Try and prove it. Have a look for yourself. All the best ones. It's a love story. It's an adventure. And someone recently, actually, they're not here, someone once said to me that, I wasn't brought up around religion. And it's a statement I've heard a billion times. And I nearly said, it's all right, neither was I. Because it's not about religion, it's about that. And Christianity, which I'm talking about now, says that without that relationship, this relationship with God, we are incomplete. That's what Christianity says. We're incomplete. We've all known it or felt it at some point in our lives. You do, especially as you get a bit older, perhaps. There's more to life, but we just can't put our finger on it. It's got to be more than this. Even without understanding why or what, there's just something missing. As That's a quality photograph, isn't it? I didn't do that one. I was really pleased with that one. There's something missing. I know. I'm going to get a job in the city. I'm going to work my way up through the ranks. I'm going to get qualified. And one day I might just be a managing director. Then I'll be happy. I'll set up my own business. And then I'll make this money. Then I'll sell that business and get 5 more. I'll have a fleet of minibuses. And then I'll be happy. Get a big garden. Trees. Then I'll be happy. I'll sit in it. Dig it Saturday, plant it Sunday, sit in it Monday. As somebody once said to me, yeah? Now, I know, I'm going to get a guitar, and when I'm feeling hacked off, I'll sit and play that guitar, and I'm going to become a really good guitar player. And when I've got that guitar, and I can afford it, I'm going to get that really nice one in the window, and once I've got it, I'll be happy. Quality. If Rory McIlroy wins the Masters, I'm watching it and I'm getting really into it. Come on, oh, yes, he's done it. He's done it, now I'm happy. Even Rory himself, you don't know who he is, he won a big golf tournament himself. He probably sits down and he said, now what? If Spurs can only win a league.
There are miracles and there are miracles.
Then I'll be happy. I know, 15-year-old, I need a girl. That's it. I'll get a girlfriend. No, I'll get married. Yes, when I'm married, that'll be it. I'm going to be the most popular person in my office. Everyone want to come out and drink cups with me. Nobody looks as well turned out as I do. If that's me, I'll be happy. You get the picture? Even darker stuff. People turn to. Fill in the gaps. To try and fill this hole. None of them work long term. Some of them will give you a bit of a buzz, a bit of a kick. Do you know why they don't fill the hole? Because they can't. They cannot do it. Even as somebody who's walked with God, I believe I followed Jesus for many years, there are times when something's not quite right, and then I think, hang on a minute, when was the last time I actually spoke to him? When was the last time I spent some time with God? When was the last time I included him in my life? When was the last time I asked him what he thinks about me doing that? And I've been doing it for quite a while. Some of you way longer than that. Okay, it's nothing else can fill the emptiness. Nothing can. It's like having a glove, right, Alan? It's like having a glove. It's useless when it sits on the side until the hand goes into it. Suddenly, the glove and the hand work together. It's like being an empty glove, folks. There's only one person who can fill that. See him right there. There's a guy who used to like Queen. He used to listen to Queen. Yes, you do. Okay, Freddie Mercury. All right, the late, great Freddie Mercury. Fantastic singer, fantastic performer. Once said this: despite all my fame and fortune, I'm so lonely. I'm so lonely. He said it before he died. I'm so lonely. He got it. He just didn't get the answer we know of, publicly anyway. It's this emptiness, and he didn't know what to do about it. And Christianity says that only Jesus can do it. That's what Christianity says. That's what we're talking about. All right? Jesus said this: I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never go hungry. Bread fills you up. Even the smell of fresh bread is overwhelming at times. You agree? Oh, that smells so good. He says this: it's an invitation, this discourse, this thing we're doing, to have some. To have some. He also says this: whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. Never be thirsty. Water gives us life. Water refreshes us. This is an invitation to come and have a drink. Life actually isn't possible without water. Anywhere. Ask any scientist. Okay, without water, can't build life. Interesting. Here's the source of it all. He says a number of things he said about himself. The river of life, whoever drinks from me will never be thirsty. And this is, those of you who might be interested, there was some research done by Imperial College, London, the enemy of other people who go to other universities in this room, London-based colleges, yeah. They did some research that for every gigabyte of data that we use, I checked it out, a gigabyte is roughly, if you're a moderate user of email and messaging for a month, moderate by modern standards, or, get this, 4 hours of Netflix. Roughly 4 hours of Netflix, give or take, apparently. In order for that to happen, there's all this complex machinery somewhere, which gets very hot. Those who know this better than me, and it reads roughly 200 litres of water per gigabyte to cool it down. That's 200 lemonade bottles of water just to cool it down. Interesting, both references there to water are about communication. We need water to communicate. We can either do it artificially online, or we can go straight to the source. Whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. Now that's an invitation. And this invitation still exists. Still exists. It's ongoing. And as we'll discover a bit more about, Peter's going to talk about specifically who Jesus is next week. I'll say a bit more about that. The invitation's still there. So let's set the scene. We are doing really well for time. So as a Christian, all right, that's what I believe, that we're created in God's image. Two statements. We're created in God's image, and He loves us. Wallop. Two statements. Created in God's image, and He loves us. It starts there. Okay, here comes the story. We're created, and I'll say that again. We are created. We're not accidents. That's what Christianity says. We're not accidents. And we're created by an awesome, powerful, amazing God who is also, are you ready? A loving Father. An awesome, powerful, amazing God who is a loving Father. And if you choose to see it, there's evidence of this everywhere. If you choose to see it, it's everywhere. It talks about that in a book in the New Testament called Romans. It's a letter to the people in Rome. If you choose to see it, He's everywhere. He's holy. The holy does not, I don't want you to get caught up with the expression holy. There's different ways of defining it. It doesn't mean somebody is wearing some robe and he's walking around swinging incense, all right, or whatever. That could be a way of showing holiness, but what it means is it's pure. He's pure. He's sacred. He's set apart. He is utterly blameless. That's the God who created us. That's who created us. We're made in His image. And we've been placed in a perfectly balanced creation. A perfectly balanced creation. It's the best I could do, actually. It's not bad, actually. Got most aspects of creation there. It's utterly, utterly perfect. You can look it up for yourself. If gravity was slightly stronger, we're dead. If gravity is slightly weaker, whichever one I said, weaker, stronger, whatever, we're dead. If the atmosphere changes, we're dead. If we're closer to the sun, we fry. If we're any further away from the sun, we freeze. If the earth doesn't rotate on a particular angle, we freeze or we burn to a crisp. It's perfectly balanced. Look it up for yourself. There's a vast list. It's fascinating stuff. And He created it, and He put us there. He put us there, and we're made in His image. We're capable of great things as people. Great things. Creativity, innovation, courage, kindness, generosity, encouragement, compassion. There's just a few. Why? Because we're made in His image. And that's who He is. Yeah? However, you don't have to look too carefully to realise we're also capable of the complete opposite. And I've been part of that this week, some of the things I've done this week. I think, And the personal stuff, local stuff, international stuff, some of them are absolutely huge. You can fill in the blanks, what people are capable of. Some are seemingly insignificant in comparison, but let's make it a bit more closer to home. Guys, we lie, we're impatient, we bully, we betray, we're greedy, we hate, and at the bottom of my list, we control, and we are fearful. So what has happened? And he said it, there we go, what on earth happened? So this is the story I'm trying to articulate. This is what Christianity says. All right? God created us. You and me. It's good. It's really good. We're made in his image. Given that creation to take care of. Yeah? And at the center of that was the relationship. The relationship. A powerful connection that God had with his people, and that is what gave them life, companionship, belonging, intimacy, purpose and meaning, to name a few. Right at the center was this. The goodness of God was all these people knew. It's all they knew. Life was good. They walked with God, they engaged with him, they could do what they want, they were with their loving Father. Check this out, it was exciting stuff. And that's what God wants with you and me. It's what he wants. It's what he wants. And this influenced everything. The way they saw him, the way they saw each other, the way they saw and handled creation, and their part in it. And he loved them as his son and daughter. Wonderful, glorious, brilliant, stunning relationship. There were no trust issues, there's no flip side, there's no disease, there's no fear, there's no death. None. It was all good. Good. But that's not the world we know, is it? Maybe it's not the God we know. Yes, there are many elements of his goodness and his character in people. I've just said some of them. And around the world. Look, the creation is beautiful. There's elements of that. And I said we're made in his image. And that's all good, yeah? But. Now, we have a distorted view of who God is. That's how we see him. We're separated from him. We're separated from him. And what are we going to do about this emptiness? Because that's the emptiness we feel. Why? Well, I told you I don't have all the answers, but I'm going to suggest some to you. God loves us. But he's also given us the freedom to choose. That picture I showed you earlier. Because true love only works when there's freedom to make that choice, right? You will love me. Okay. Doesn't work. Yeah? So here's God. Got a wonderful, stunning connection, wonderful relationship with his people. You can do whatever you want. You can go there, you can eat that, you can do that, climb that, name that. Fabulous stuff. But listen, you two, listen. There's a couple of trees I need you to know about. You can eat from anything, do absolutely anything you want to, but there's one particular tree. Don't eat from it. Don't do it. If you do, you're going to die. And you think, hang on a minute, you said I could do everything. Anything, yep. But there's a tree in the garden, yep, and don't eat from it, because let's die. We don't know what that conversation looked like. And that happened. So why on earth, okay, so if God's given them freedom to do this, this, and this, and God loves them, why would he give them a rule? Why would he give them a rule? Well, God is God. First of all, he designed it. He knows what's best for us. He's God. He's a loving father. He knows best. Yeah? Don't we know that? Those of us who are parents, those of us who look after children, we know what's best for them. Yeah, don't do that. Okay? That's why. And then something happens. Because that's fine. Okay? Got freedom to do that if we want to. Then something happens. And to put it just very, very quickly, very briefly, very simply, evil enters the story. The Bible says, if you look in the book called Genesis, the beginning of the Bible, it talks about something called a serpent. A serpent. It was a word that was used, it was interpreted in different languages, and we get the word serpent. Now, actually, the original word means something a lot closer to shiny one. Shining one. That makes more sense to me, because, I don't know about you, people are more likely to be attracted to shiny things. Yeah? Think of the shiny things in our lives, things that attract us. Yeah? Whether it's food, drink, stuff, relationships, travel. Nothing wrong with any of these things, perhaps in the right measure. But we're tempted by these things. It's shiny. I think if somebody came up to me and went, yeah, I'd pretty want to run away. Okay, so it uses the word serpent because the serpent kind of represents a nice evil image. Yeah? It's a shiny one. And they were enticed by this. And he says, yeah, he's really good. He says, okay, what's this about this tree? You're not going to die. God actually is a bit, he just knows that your eyes will be opened and you're going to become like him. Your eyes will be opened and you'll become like him. Okay? Two issues. One, they already are like him. They're made in his image. So that's a lie, straight away. And secondly, how do I put this? Their eyes already are opened because they can see him as he should be seen. But the one thing they were tempted on, the shiny thing in this instance, was that God is the rule maker. I think I fancy a bit of that. And they ate from this tree. It's called the first sin. We'll talk about sin a little bit later, not today. And they were deceived. Guys, they were totally deceived. Everything goes wrong. We've got a consequence now, okay? There's suddenly, what was a wonderful connection with God is now a disconnection. We've now got a distorted view of who he is. Oh, our eyes were opened, all right. Now we're seeing him in a distorted way. We betrayed him. Broke the trust. Don't do that. Got less. Still wanted more. There's a betrayal. Image there. We switched governments. By that I mean, you're not the boss of me. I've got this, thank you very much. We've got a broken relationship, guys. Broken trust. Trust is huge. Trust is huge in a relationship. And you know that. Sin and death are spread everywhere. We can't help ourselves. We just can't. Alright? And separation from God. So I'm trying to move around appropriately. There we go. Separation from God. That's what death is, everybody. That's what death is. Separated from God. So he said, you'll die. Correct. You'll be separated from me. Look at that. That's what he meant. That's what he meant. And since then, the whole world has been trapped in that condition. Since then. Just look at the state of it. People, as like us, we've rejected God, we've rebelled against God, we've been angry at God, we've not taken him seriously. Some of us haven't even heard of him. But we have all, knowingly or unknowingly, either strived to find him or strived to fill the emptiness I talked about. And this is the result. Distortion, the way we see him, and our separation from him. And there's the emptiness. But God is love. I said that earlier, and I wholeheartedly believe it. This is what Christianity answers. God is love. He didn't leave it there. He's still our Father who loves us. And the next 2 weeks in particular, deal with this stuff. All right? There's so much more. We are designed for God to fill that space. More than that, actually, a lot more than that. Just like a glove is useless without a hand in it, or a Formula One car is useless unless you drive it fast. You don't drive a car fast, the F1 car, you slide all over the road. Why? The tyres don't warm up, right, Jim? You've got to get nice warm tyres. You've got to drive it quick. You don't just take pretty pictures with it. Click. No, it's there for a purpose. Use it properly. God wants to fill us. He wants to fill us, and that's what this course is all about. Okay, I'm going to stop talking now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you there's some bits of paper. Here we go. There's some bits of paper here. I'm going to put some questions on screen, but also something to think about. Oh, should have done that. Never mind. There we go. These are some verses. Don't worry about that. To copy them all down. I've actually got them here on a bit of paper for you. It's actually a picture of the slide, so you can just about read it. In your booklets, there is space, if you want to write some of these down. There's so many I could have put up. These are just some. If you haven't got time to write the whole thing, you can write down the actual reference, and you can borrow a Bible and write them down later. I'm going to leave those on bits of paper for each table, but also, here are some questions. These are questions I'm also giving to the table hosts. They know what they are already. But I'm going to give out a few copies. And the questions that we're going to look at for the next 15, 20 minutes or so. What's your response to the idea that we're here for a purpose? What are your obstacles to believing in God? And if you've been following God for a while, what are your obstacles to believing you can do this, this, and this? How have you limited God in your life? There we go. And if God is love, does that change anything at all? So, there we go. We'll put some music on or something. We're just going to have a chat, 15, 20 minutes. Let's see how it goes. Just relax. You just want to process. Just process. If you want to ask questions, have a chat, and then about 10 quarter past, we're going to move on. All right, thank you, folks. Thank you for listening.